What's up, real estate duck hunters? So I've just been so busy. I can't like post content as often as I'd like. As you guys know, I've been helping my parents sell their house and kind of reposition them in a smaller household. You know, since all their kids grew up, no point of having a large 4-bedroom. And then when you sell property now in this market in Austin, you get like much over asking. So as you guys know, I posted an update. We listed my parents' house and we sold it in 2 days for close to, what was it? It was actually more than $100,000 over asking, which is outrageous. So it was pretty cool. We were all excited. But then the problem is that when you go buy a house, it's $100,000 more than what you would have spent a year ago right now in Austin. So the market's unbelievably hot. So you know, they were super excited at first, and then we realized we had to spend $100,000 more. So then it leveled out, right? So weird bubble going on right now in Austin. But anyhow, guys, what's been really stressful is you know, so they're closing on a certain date, right? Very soon. And their house, like right now in Austin, there's like no inventory for houses, right? So like all the resale, it's hard to even get resale. There's no inventory, especially if you want a nice property, right? And even if you go to the new home, so my idea was to sell their house and then go get a new home, right? And there's no inventory even with new home builders. Like most of them are on wait lists. The KB Home, even on the outskirts of Austin, are on wait list. They're sold out of their community. We checked in Leander, we checked in Cedar Park, we checked everywhere. KB Home is like out of their inventory, and then they have a wait list for their new phases coming up, which is crazy. Like I called the KB Home people and was like, "Hey, what's up? We're trying to buy a house," and they were like disinterested in even talking to me. It was crazy because they were just so good with the selling. And we tried all these different builders, and like it's like almost no one has spec homes or inventory homes available. And even if you want to build a house for a year down the road, there's no lots available. So it's like what's going on in this market is nuts. And so we finally found a builder. It was actually a realtor in here, Matt. Matt, you're in this group. You posted that you helped a client buy a house out in Georgetown on the outskirts. And I've never heard of that community, by the way. So we checked it out, and they had these amazing floor plans. It was like over 2,000 square feet, what you would buy inside of Austin at like 1,600 square feet. So thanks for that mention, Matt. That's where we ended up buying a new home. And it's just wild because we were gonna build, and even on the super outskirts outside, like by Georgetown, there was still only a couple lots, right? And like one inventory home, and we're talking like 30 minutes outside of Austin. So we locked that down, and the problem is like it's gonna take like 10 months or so to build, because that's the only smart thing to do right now in Austin is like build a house if you can find a lot. And it's crazy because, you know, they wanted a rental house, right? Usually people who sell their house, if they have a gap in between their new home, like they want to rent a house, not an apartment. And even the rentals, the decent rentals in Austin everywhere are moving like crazy. Like they hit the market, and in 1 or 2 days there's multiple applications. So it's like if you're looking for a rental house even right now in Austin, you have to filter for like posted 7 days or less. And then really you're looking for the second someone posts something, and then you want to apply, because even the rental homes are just going like crazy. And it's very stressful because we were looking for a rental house for a while. That's what I've been busy with, trying to help situate my parents get into a better financial situation. And you know, we found like 3 fantastic rental options, 3 days on the market, 2 days on the market. And then by the time you contact them, they have 5 applications. And it really, it's been really stressful because it's hard, unless it's hard to get a rental house, because let's say 5 people apply, right? It's not first come, first serve like apartments. They're gonna pick out the application that is most qualified. So it's very stressful, because if you've got, you know, a qualified client that you're working with and they make great income, 20 grand a month, awesome credit, no pets. And then you've got other applicants that are making 25 grand a month, great credit. Like, they're going to give it to the most qualified applicant. And the problem is that, like, now you're competing with multiple applications. So you don't really know if you're going to get that rental house. And it's very stressful right now in this market. So, I'm dealing with this right now, and it really kind of like refreshed my love in just working with apartments, right? As an apartment locator, and just helping clients lease apartments, even luxury high-grade apartments, because you don't have to, even in hot markets like this, you don't really have to compete with all these applicants. Like, you don't have to, like, if the apartment's available, whoever pays the app and pays the deposit locks it down, and then as long as you can qualify per their criteria, it's yours. So you don't have to compete with all these other applicants, so you can actually get things done. Like, being a realtor right now, if you're focusing on rental homes right now, that would just be a nightmare, because they don't pay as high as apartments, and then you're competing with everyone. So it's very stressful, and you can't make a lot of money that way. I think being a realtor makes a lot of sense right now. Being a buyer's agent, there's no inventory out, so it's hard to even get listings. But if you do get a listing, it'll just sell for over asking. But it's hard to get a listing because everyone wants them. So I think being a buyer's agent could make a lot of sense. But you guys already know my thoughts on being a realtor. There's just so many more life cycle stages as opposed to just leasing apartments, which is a 3-step life cycle. So, I just really appreciate the whole apartment locating industry. And it still blows my mind that no one really knows about this industry or talks about it, like full time, like how I do and how I teach it. But it's really cool because, you can still lease apartments even in a crazy market like now, and then get people actually in without having to compete with all these applicants. And then your client isn't stressed out, and, you're not stressed out, and you're not wasting time. So I guess that's the conclusion of this story. Crazy market right now, lots of opportunity to make money, but apartments are still very sound, and you don't have to compete with anyone. I think what's going to happen, I'm anticipating right now, because I'm working with higher ticket apartment rentals. I think what's happening is that people that want rental houses, because there's a lot of buying activity right now and selling in Austin. I think people are going to have gaps, just like what my parents are going through right now, where they need to secure a rental, but they want a rental house because they're coming from one. But then they're realizing that, like, in a day or two they're gone, and then that they're competing with other applicants. So, when the rental home budget, like, if you want a decent rental house here in Austin, it's like $2,000 or more. So I think some people are going to get frustrated on having to compete and wait, and then no one's sure about anything, and then they have these deadlines to meet, so they're going to rent apartments instead. So there should be more activity for us locators renting 3-bedroom apartments, because everyone wants a 3-bedroom rental house, but they can't get it, unless they're ultimately qualified. So they're gonna go ahead and start leasing 3-bedroom apartments and lock it down and not compete with anyone and actually get a rental, because they have deadlines. So I think that's what's gonna happen, and then you'll see commissions go higher as well, because it's these people that initially wanted to rent a rental house, they're going to rent an apartment instead, and it's going to be a 3-bedroom, and they're going to spend the $2,000 a month for a 3-bedroom Class A apartment. So if you guys are watching this and made it to the end, you guys should really start making advertisements. Where am I? You should make advertisements on 3-bedroom units, even at $1,900. I would do $1,900 a month rent for a Class A 3-bedroom, and I would market that right now as an apartment locator, because you're going to get a lot of that spillover of people that are just like frustrated that they can't get a rental house, and they're just going to lease a luxury 3-bedroom apartment. So hopefully that helps you guys lease and make more money with apartment locating, and I will see you guys. Hopefully I can start uploading content soon once I'm done with this madness, but I will see you guys on the next one.